Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Today on The Real Female Entrepreneurs, we're crossing time zones and tuning into heart to heart healing with a Danish born, globally rooted powerhouse. She's a UK trained counselor, psychotherapist, and emotionally focused couples therapist who's helping expats everywhere, from New Zealand to New York. She builds thriving relationships and navigates the beautifully messy journey of international life, whether it's love, loneliness, or life transitions. She brings clarity, compassion, and connection to every conversation. From her cozy clinic in Denmark, it's got to be really warm. I know it has to be, and cozy, to clients worldwide. She's proof that healing has no borders. Please help me welcome the insightful and inspiring Henriette Johnsen. Welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for those heart-warming words. That's really kind of you. And thank you for inviting me to be here today.
Well, thank you for being here. Oh my God, you're so amazing. Because reality is life in today's world, especially being an expat and living in all different countries is a little crazy.
Yeah, at times, yes. It's a wonderful experience, but it can also be a tad crazy every now and then.
I've had a lot of expats on here and I
Mhm.
hear stories that are so phenomenal. I'm just like, okay, I want to do that. But I just know there's things that happen with that as a whole that you definitely need somebody to dig through the weeds of it.
It's got its pros and its cons. It can be a life-changing experience. And many people manage it fine on their own, but there are also people who just need the extra support every now and then. And that's where I come into the picture.
Okay, so you could have went many different routes here. What made you focus in on the route you have taken to become the entrepreneur you are as a counselor?
Well, when I relocated back to Denmark almost a decade ago, I thought I want to do something special with my therapeutic training. And I thought, why don't I do something for expats? Because that's something I missed when I started my journey many moons ago. For many expats in that transition, old traumas reappear and they somehow come up with a much greater force than they would do had you been at home because you don't enjoy your normal support network. You're on your own and you're starting life from scratch. There are lots of practicalities which are quite challenging, but they are just practicalities and they often provide for a good story once you have endured all the red tape coming with them. But then there's all the personal stuff seeping in without you realizing it. And
Mhm.
all of a sudden, you might find yourself in a full blown identity crisis, or your marriage is falling apart, or you have a child who's not happy. And then what do you do? And my experiences, my own personal experience, but also from my expat friends and my expat clients, that every time there's a crisis, it feels like being bombarded back to square one. And you have to sort out, how do I solve this problem again and again and again? And emotionally, that's quite taxing. So my aim was to provide what wasn't in place when I began my expat journey for the young generation of expats. So that's how I got into it.
And there's a lot of expats out there. So, can you give one tip of advice? So, going into a new country, how do you get yourself immersed in making new friends, building your own tribe that gives you that support while you're there? Any suggestions?
I can give a suggestion from a human to human perspective, but I could also give a suggestion from a more therapeutic perspective. And if I am to do the latter, I would say work on your attachment style. If you can become more securely attached, you stand much stronger in yourself, and your identity is much more grounded and will have deeper roots, and that will enable you to go out and make these friendships, which are so significant, but often at times quite difficult to establish and definitely difficult to maintain, because expat friendships are quite transitional. So that would be my therapeutic advice. From a more human to human aspect, I would say go out there and open up your mind to befriending people whom you would probably not have befriended had you been back home, but be mindful of your agenda behind it. Are you befriending certain people that you would not befriend had you been back home? You might be wary that something is off. But if you could see yourself befriending people who are foreign to your own country, whom you would also be attracted to while you're back home, then you're in for a fantastic ride of learning something about the world, learning something about yourself as well.
So I know you can deal from experience, talk from experience on this next part. Bringing children along the ride for expat. Do you mind talking about how to help integrate them as well?
It's really interesting because when we first moved abroad, I had three children who did not speak a word of English, and I consulted an English as an additional language consultant. And she had one piece of advice for me, and that was speak your mother tongue at home, because the better your mother tongue is, the better your children's second and third language will be, and that will enable them to emerge into culture. And then she said, alongside that, you need to learn the local language, because then your children can mirror themselves in you. And I was quite surprised by that. But I have to say, within 6 months, my children were all speaking English like there was no tomorrow. And then all of that social thing almost happened by itself. Adding to that, it's really key as a parent to be supportive of children meeting people who are different from yourself, and to embrace whatever culture they are affected by. Because otherwise, if we hold on to our own culture too rigidly, we're making it really difficult for our children to go out there and become what I would deem world class people, people who are able to navigate and shift between different cultures. That's not the same as them losing themselves. It's the same as them understanding how other people operate. And that's a gift. But it does come from us, because they're
Yeah.
always looking to their parents to see how are things done.
Wow. Lead by example. That's
Exactly.
that's
Exactly. Lead by example. Yeah. I couldn't have said that better myself. Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Okay, talking about family and family dynamics and balancing having your own business and balancing the demands, even as an expat or in your hometown now or whatever. Do you mind helping us understand the best way for balance, if there is such a thing, in today's world of business and family?
I think you're touching on something really important, but also quite difficult for most people here. I know that I certainly find it difficult at times. Um, Doing what I do, I find it immensely important that I carve out 3 chunks of uninterrupted time every year, 3 to 4 weeks, where I'm not working,
Hmm.
but where I have time to, actually lower the activation in my nervous system and to really ground myself. Um, but that obviously means probably working a little bit harder when I am working longer hours than I would do if I did not have these 3 long pauses. But I need them to keep myself sane and to be fully present for my clients. On a day-to-day basis, I make a point of eating well, sleeping well, exercising, and I know these are the 3 go-to advice that everyone will give you, but I find that they're really important in keeping myself fit. Then I see my children as much as I can. I see my friends, and I try to have hobbies that I can do on my own so that I'm also carving out some time just for me.
Okay, so you're taking 3 to 4 weeks at a time off,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Alright, and you do that how often?
2 to 3 times a year. Uh,
Okay.
I don't always take such a long period of time. I've just had 2 weeks off now, and then I'm taking all of July off. um, Simply to de-stress completely, to forget about work, because something happens, and I'm fully aware this is much different from the American way of doing holiday. I know that most of you have only got 2 weeks. In Denmark, we've got 6 weeks of holiday, but me being self-employed means that I can actually schedule my client work as I see fit. But something happens when you have more than 2 weeks off. Something happens because it takes a week to 10 days to fully de stress from work, to fully put it behind you. And then if you're going back to work after 2 weeks, you're already, when you have de stressed, you're already beginning to think about work again. So to have that week and a half where I'm not considering work, that's where the real relaxation sets in.
Wow. I love what you're saying because we're dealing with most female entrepreneurs who own their own business. So that's why I'm looking at you going, okay, that is amazing because if
Mm,
I could take that 2 weeks off plus maybe 3, oh my God,
yeah,
my brain would declutter, especially if I was
exactly.
doing things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, do you do it as well as like a clearing of your mind for your business too? Like journaling or anything like that, or you just totally put it aside?
I totally put it aside. I
Wow.
totally put it aside. Sometimes I even deinstall my email app from my phone so that I don't even see my work emails. I have a little sign on my website notifying people I'm out of office until so and so.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, I love that. That
it's
is
a real
amazing.
luxury, but for me, it's proven a necessity to be able to offer the services that I do.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you hear so much, being a counselor, you hear so much, you have to, like, decompress,
Yeah,
really.
you do. I can only be as present for my clients as I am for myself. I can only cater for them the way I cater for myself. So I'm not just doing it for my clients, I'm also doing it for myself. But it also works the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I so it's the first time anyone's ever said that to me, and I love it. I love the advice, totally. So, I give me I've done things like that, but it's more of like
Mhm.
a working trip, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but that is amazing. Alright, what advice do you have for other women who are trying to grow their business and might be struggling a little bit?
I would say, first and foremost, don't give up your dream. Keep pursuing. Then I would say, ask for help. You cannot do everything on your own. I know it can be costly, but ask for help where you can. It might be bookkeeping, it might be marketing, it might be something legal. Um, if you earn extra money in your business, spend it in the business if you can. So that you use the money you've earned in your business to grow your business. Um,
Thank you. That is
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, love that tip. I mean, I am so into reinvesting to grow the
Yes,
business
exactly.
further.
Yeah.
It's the key. All right. Knowing what you learned in your business so far, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self? This is one of my favorite questions, by the way.
I would say, I'd say keep dreaming. Never stop dreaming. Trust that things will improve, but also be mindful if you need to push too hard to make something happen, it's probably not meant to happen.
Mhm.
Sometimes we need, I mean, this is an old quote from an old Gestalt therapist, but the river flows by itself, don't push it.
Ooh.
Yeah. I often use that to remind myself if I'm struggling to make something happen, if I step back, I can very clearly see if it's going to happen or if I need to let it go. But that does not mean I can't dream of things to happen. Uh,
So
but we
you
have to be mindful of how we spend our energy because sometimes we're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, and I've done that. I have had a vision of one thing, but that one thing was not what I was supposed to be pursuing, but it's the thing
Exactly.
I'm supposed to do, but I was going at it the wrong way.
Exactly. Sometimes it just needs a little tweak here and there. I mean, I've done it too. You know, kept pushing and pushing and pushing until I realized if I just tweak it a little bit, that's an opening.
Yeah,
Um,
we need the
yeah,
tweak
we do. We do. Yeah.
and not be afraid to actually take that tweak, try it, and see if it actually works.
Yes. Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Well put.
Yeah. So that was a key strategy, but what's another key strategy that you've done in your career that has helped you advance that maybe you might have thought somebody might have said, "Oh, I wouldn't do that," or it's just something that helped you?
Um, I think a key strategy was asking for help and have someone help me build a strategy. You know,
Ooh,
what is it I can offer? Where do my skills lie? And what are the the needs of expats? And where do these two cross? Where are the sweet spots? That was really changing my business. And then I had someone help me set up my website, and that has also really changed the game for me. Um,
asking for help and getting people to do things you're not good at, delegate.
exactly, exactly. And the trouble is, when you first start out, you haven't got the money to pay people. So, yeah.
Very
But
good.
for me, that has been key.
Yeah.
Asking for help, get people to do what I haven't been skilled at.
And you know what? So many of us, that's the hardest thing for us to do,
Yes, it is. It is.
especially as
Yeah.
women, 'cause we're like, we're super women. We're supposed to
Yeah.
do it all, aren't we?
But we don't have to be super women. In fact, I made a point of of supporting other starters by contacting other people who were in the startup process of their business. Quite often, you can get work done at a cheaper rate. Quite often, they will go the extra mile for you. So you're actually helping two businesses that way.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it
and I
doesn't
mean
have to cost a fortune.
yeah, and negotiate a deal. Hey, it's never
Yeah,
against
exactly.
like to negotiate a
Exactly.
deal.
You've
"Hey, I'll
got
do this
nothing to
for
lose.
you. I'll do this for you if you can help me do this."
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, can you share any future plans that you have that we need to keep an eye out on for?
I can actually. So this is something I have been dreaming of for quite some time, and I've finally got myself around to doing it. I'm in the process of setting up an online course for expats, helping them look at the core wounds, their confirmation biases, and their nervous system to improve how they are in conflicts and how they enter relationships, to help them work towards a more secure attachment style, to help them stand stronger in their sense of self and their identity, which ultimately means expat life can look much different than what it does to many, many people. And this is an example where I have got outside help to set it up and to, organize it. I've had help with the graphic expression, which is beautiful. I could never have done that myself. So we're probably two-thirds of the way, and I am hoping we can launch come August.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. Really excited. because it means that not only can I reach more people, I can also reach people for whom therapy is not affordable.
Wow.
Um,
I can't wait to get the link and put it in the magazine for you. That's going to be fun.
you're right. You're quite right. I hadn't thought about that, but no, you're
Mhm.
quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll make sure you have it.
Yeah. Exciting. All
Yeah,
right. So now that we know you're superwoman because you're building this website by asking for help,
yeah.
if you had a superpower for just one day, 24 hours, what would it be?
I've got a little butterfly in my tummy saying this because it feels sort of dangerous, but it would be something that I would really hope for all of us to show up 100% true to myself, completely authentic.
Mhm.
I try to do it as much as I can, but I'm not always successful. That's not because I'm purposely lying or keeping the truth from someone. It's just what we do. We learn that certain things we have to keep to ourselves, or we have to tweak things a little bit for it to be more edible for other people. And so for 24 hours, I would like to see what happens if we could all be completely true to ourselves.
Okay, just be my wild, fun self. That'd be so amazing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That would be fun. All
Yeah.
right. What is one fun fact about you that not a lot of people know about?
That probably ties into being my true self. There's a certain Danish band called TV2, and they played a huge part in my younger years. And whenever I hear their music, I just want to dance all night and party all night and just have fun.
I love that. So what is the song? Tell me the song. I want to hear the song. I want to
There's
know
a
it.
song which in Danish is called Alt hvad hun ville var at danse, that translates into all she wanted was to dance.
My
Yeah,
kind of thing. That's my kind of song. That's all I want to do is dance and have
yeah,
fun.
exactly, exactly. So be free, have fun, dance, just enjoy life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's amazing. All right.
yeah.
What about a favorite book?
A favorite book, one of my favorite books that really made a profound impact on me was by a Swiss author called Alice Miller, and it's called The Drama of Being a Child. And reading that book, I realized how important it was for me to do my own work so that I did not project or transfer my traumas onto my children.
Oh,
Yeah, that was quite a painful read, but it really sat with me. And it's a book that I come back to again and again and again.
that sounds like an amazing book. All
It is
right.
an amazing book. It's very short. It's an easy read, but it's a painful read. At least for, that's how I found it. Yeah,
Don't read it in public. You could cry.
you could cry. Yeah, yeah.
Favorite quote.
Favorite quote is actually from Eleanor Roosevelt, who said that women are like tea bags. They don't know how strong they are until they are in hot water. And I love that. I love, 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 love that.
That is a true statement, though,
It
because
is a true statement.
we don't know how strong we are until
No.
we get in trouble
Yeah.
or we're in a
Yeah.
little pinch or our family's in a pinch
Yeah.
or
Yeah. And we've all got it in us. We've
Mhm.
all got it in us. That strength to power through.
I so I live in the South of the United States, so we deal
Yeah.
with some hurricanes here, and
Mm.
I've seen when we have really bad hurricanes that the woman gets in that fire and they handle all the situations, and they
Yeah.
didn't even realize it. The tea bag's not gonna break until it gets way too soggy and it bursts, and that
Exactly.
takes a very long time.
Yeah. And then perhaps we need to remind ourselves that actually when the tea bag bursts, it's a powerhouse coming out from it. Tea is quite strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's amazing. I love that
Yeah.
analogy. It's a powerhouse. It is.
It is a powerhouse. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. How do you stay motivated? Mm.
I don't always. Motivation for me is like an emotion, it ebbs and flows. And I have come to remind myself that that's okay. I don't always have to be motivated. So if I lose motivation, I'm trying to be acceptant of it. That's not always easy, but when I succeed, I notice that I actually regain it much faster than when I'm trying to push for it. Uh,
So when you're not going with the river.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And I've also come to see that I cannot put everything off until I feel motivated.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've got to do stuff even if we don't feel motivated, like exercising, for example. I mean, I cannot sustain motivation for exercising every day, but I still try to do something every day.
Yeah.
But it ebbs and flows. So on days where I'm not feeling the gist for it, I just scale it down a bit.
Yep. Just do the 3-pound weights, not the 10.
Exactly, exactly. Or go for a walk rather than a run, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
my thing is I love dancing, so I love going to
mhm.
Zumba, but it's a 30-minute ride. I'm like, "Do I wanna do a
There you
30-minute
go.
ride?"
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And it's okay to take the odd day off, isn't it?
It
I
is.
mean, we can't be perfect. We can't power through every day. It's okay to have a lazy day. It's actually quite important. So,
Yeah,
yeah, so I'm not always motivated.
I love that. I love that. And I'll be honest, I mean, I don't think I've ever answered this question on here with anybody before. The only thing that keeps me motivated is working with people and doing things to support people, and it
Wow.
motivates
Yeah,
me. Like, there's no
yeah,
tomorrow, like, I get this high energy, like, "Oh, I gotta get up, I gotta do this for people," you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
alright, what is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
The best way would be to check out my website, which is www.thegoodexpatlife.com. People will find resources. I've got a blog about expat life. I've got a newsletter. If they sign up for that, there's a freebie about expat blues and how to beat it. There's also stuff about therapy, about individual therapy, couples therapy, coaching, etc., etc. I'm also on Facebook where I have a supportive group, but the website is a really good place to start.
So, now you have me so intrigued, I'm going off topic here. The export blues, is that just because they haven't made connections? I know it's a stressful thing to be an expat, but what puts them in expat blues or gets them to feel that way?
It's quite interesting because expat life consists of several phases, and for many people, the initial phase could be deemed a honeymoon phase. Everything is exciting and amazing, and you cannot believe that you haven't found this way of doing life before. And then all of a sudden it dawns on you, wow, this is not a holiday. I'm actually here to have an everyday routine. And then those rose tinted glasses come off, and you begin to see problems everywhere. And that's where some people, especially if they experience social isolation and loneliness and homesickness, they slowly drop into expat blues, which can be compared to a form of depression.
Wow.
Yeah, and for some it hits really really hard, and it's important to have tools to navigate it. And if you can't navigate it with these tools, it's important to reach out for support. Um, but I have a little booklet which people can access completely free of charge if they sign up for my what you call it,
Newsletter?
newsletter. Thank you.
You
Exactly.
got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got it.
exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you wanna share with our audience?
If you have a dream about expat life, go for it. My own mantra, because it's a terrifying call to make. One day it's the best decision you've ever made. The following day it's the worst one ever. But my mantra has always been, what's the worst thing that can happen? And that is to be 85, sat in a rocking chair on your porch, counting all the things you dreamt of doing but didn't have the guts to. So if you do dream of it and you have the opportunity, go for it. It's an
Love.
amazing experience. It's tough, it's challenging, it's life changing, but it's also just one of the most beautiful things ever. And I think everybody should have the chance to go and actually live abroad. I think it would actually bring people across borders closer to each other, and that is what this world needs.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it reminds me of the song "What the World Needs Now."
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And here I'm sat, knowing it all. Yeah.
All right, Henrietta, it was such a blessing to have you with us. You are truly amazing.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
It was lovely to be here. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. It was lovely speaking with you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.